get across, make a little raft, put it in the raft, send it down like Moses, baby Moses. We'll catch it downriver. We're good.
That's scriptural right there.
Oh man, Derrick, lead us in the debrief.
Yes, debrief. Good job, guys. All right, first question. What was something cool that someone else did?
5 not 20s this session.
Wow.
Just fewer
I
total.
think that question was someone else did, Gabe.
Gabe just gotta give himself a pat on the back.
Oh, man.
No.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Dala. It was cool with us both shooting the arrows, and mine didn't quite get it, and then for Dala to like just poof, bullseye. It's like yes.
Yep.
Go team.
I like the character development of Chad when he didn't want to go straight for the 10 olifants. So
Wow, that was deep. Very deep. Chad there.
That is a pretty big improvement.
Wow.
It's very different than when you encountered the giant spider.
Well, that's one giant spider. This is a small army with people that won't even watch my back.
Nope.
I thought you would try to defeat the shadow no matter how dire the odds.
Are these guys the shadow? I don't know. I don't know.
That's fair. Good job not metagaming, actually. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think overall our group has done a better job of remembering things that they can do. Like, I have the special ability that allows me to do this, right?
Like,
This
every character had a special ability this session. And I'm like, you guys haven't had special abilities forever. Like, this is great. But it was also like, I don't know what any of these do now because it's been so long since I've read them. Yeah, I would agree. It was great seeing you guys kind of not just get into the character of your characters, but also the mechanics and seeing how all of your characters kind of specialize in different things and help the party in different ways.
I can light an arrow on fire and barbecue a deer. Good job.
have to cook it somehow.
Ooh, my in-laws got me a little dice box, little box to hold my dice in. It's not a sponsor, but it's wormwood, and it's awesome. It's like magnetic, and got a little tray, and fancy.
Cool.
Showing that off.
Good for you, man.
Thanks. You can't see it because we're on camera. We're not like
The something cool that someone did. That's what John's saying.
That's what it was.
My parents.
Shout out to the in-laws.
Shout out to the in-laws. There you go.
This is my first time using that box. I have not played anything in the last month since Christmas, so this is the first time I'm actually going to use it.
Oh. Yeah, I like how Gabe killed that poor deer. Thanks, Gabe. No, I think that
just to be safe.
I think that my true shout out is for John and his vivid descriptions. That is my true shout out. So sorry, Gabe. Maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
You didn't roll a natural 20 on charisma, Chad.
Right. No, thank you.
But yeah, all the vivid descriptions were pretty good, because even when you said like, okay, well, all these like new things, and like, for example, the natural watchfulness at the beginning, and you were like, okay, well, sure, yeah, let me explain all this like process until they're able to see the other thing.
Yeah.
So that was.
Basically, pretty much had to make that up on the spot. So
yeah.
Yeah, well, the Oliphants I didn't make up, but I did have to let you see them a lot sooner than I expected. So, but yeah, no, that's part of what I enjoy. So I'm glad that it resonated with you guys and added some value. So thank you.
All right. Good job. Anyone else? All right. Question number 2. What was something that was challenging either for you or for your character?
For me, I've got 2. So one for me and one for my character. For me, like, there were some entertaining parts to this session, but like with any campaign, there's going to be some slower sessions, and I feel like this was definitely a slower session. As far as like, we didn't really have any combat. We didn't really like interact with a bunch of people, that kind of thing. And we stayed safe. Yep. We were wise about it. But then Haley, she's trying to balance like what she agreed to with Nebuchadnezzar and what her natural tendency is.
I think Nebuchadnezzar trying to learn the self-control. You know, but who knows? I mean, perhaps he'll learn, perhaps he won't.
I said
there was nice compromise. Yep. Compromise. We're both parties go. All right.
Is that what compromise is? Okay.
So that I think was, Nebuchadnezzar obviously was looking to pick a fight, but he decided not to because the odds were just not in his favor, nor was there a strong reason to pick a fight. He was really hoping that he'd find some enslaved people or something on his elephants and have an excuse to fight him off. But there was no
wrong fight. You won't be around to be part of the fight you're supposed to be part of.
Oh, no. I'm supposed to be part of every fight.
Yeah. That checks out.
That was me. Yeah.
There weren't any, like, for this time, for Edrahil, there weren't any particularly challenging. Yeah. Not this session. Some others have been a little bit tougher.
I think for Torin, he's new to the party, so he's still trying to figure out the party dynamics, and I think just sometimes just trying to figure out who's making decisions as far as like, do we approach the elephants? Do we not? So I think Torin was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do my thing now. So I think he's still trying to figure out how to interact with the party dynamic. So
having the party take a little longer than we should to make decisions sometimes, I guess, which I know it's out of fun, but based off the story and the audience, should probably try and make those decisions faster. Especially a simple one like, are we gonna go after them or are we not?
Agreed.
Could always elect a party leader.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Anyone but Chad.
Listen. All right, listen. My glasses are lopsided because of my headphones. Okay, listen here. All right. I'm gonna stop. Okay, don't worry about it.
This is campaign speech. Okay.
This is my campaign speech. Vote for me, and you'll get a bunch of free stuff. All right. Do I have your vote yet?
Yeah, free wounds.
Free loot as we expand our reaches. And if Chad was president, what were the things that he would fight for?
What's a president?
If Chad was king.
Can I be part of the anybody but Chad party? I'll join that party.
All right.
Cool. Dallas like, yep, sign me up.
The ABC party.
Okay. Hey, it just depends on how much adventure you really want, Can either live a long, comfy, boring life or die young, but have fun doing it.
We don't condone any of these messages, kids. All right, so that brings us to our last point. How can you relate something from our session today to real life?
Probably having more patience. More patience, like when I don't remember who's, both Haley and was it Torin, I think, on the horse with me, and they were talking to me, and I was just like, shh, be quiet. Like, I think having more patience, just being able to just talk to them and, instead of just telling them to be quiet.
I like
Sometimes
And with
you gotta
Chad.
kill a deer.
You always need
Yeah,
patience
I was
with
gonna
Chad.
say with
Gotta
Chad,
kill.
we still need patience with Chad.
I don't know how to say this to make sense, but like how John was saying with the ones, how we would only see 10, but like when we got closer, we saw more. So like how we see it as one way, but then God actually knows that there's more. So we could, like, he sees the bigger picture and we see the smaller stuff. If that makes sense.
And it's equally applicable for good, not just bad, not just oh wow, there's actually a lot of Oliphants we can't see. It's also like you know, if you're watching Endgame and you hear on your left, you know, and suddenly there's Falcon and Doctor Strange, and you're like, oh yay, we're saved. But then there's like a whole army there too. You just gotta wait for it. Spoilers for Endgame, but that was 2 years ago.
It's been a year. It's been more than a year.
Hey, that was 2 years ago already?
How is that 2019, man? Yeah, I mean it was a year and like 8 months ago or 9 months ago, but I'm rounding.
At the time of the recording.
At the time.
When this releases, I bet you it'll be like almost exactly 2 years.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say similar to what Brian / Eldakar just said. I think when the Oliphants was coming, and then there's debate where we should attack them. I think we don't know if we should automatically assume that they're bad. Like we're kind of prejudging them just because they're in our way, basically. And so I think just kind of taking a moment to like Joel's cases. I think taking a moment to like assess the situation and not necessarily think everything's bad or everything needs to be confronted right now. You know, it might be wisdom to find another way to deal with a situation instead of going in aggressively all the time. So,
well, I will say to that end, I know you're joking, Nebuchadnezzar, but because you were speaking as Nebuchadnezzar, not Joel. But you know, the life lesson you can kind of take away from that as well is not every battle is ours. Not every person is going to engage in every single battle, you know. And that can mean a lot of different things depending on specifically what you're talking about. But I think part of what it is, one, is recognizing ultimately all of the battles are God's. Like God's the one who is in control. He is the one who fights the battles. And I'm because there's so many different contexts that we could be talking about right now. I'm trying to be very careful of how I word this because I'm not saying that we should be fence sitters that don't, you know, fight for justice and fight for what's right. What I'm saying is, you know, patience is important. Understanding is important. When we're dealing with other people who are passionate about something and we think they should be passionate about something else, maybe that's really just a sign that we should be passionate about that thing and they should be passionate about that thing that they do. And like God has a plan and he divides his resources, meaning us. Like there's people that tackle this issue, there's people that tackle this issue. And so I would say find the issues that you are supposed to tackle and focus on those, because we spread ourselves too thin, you know, well, it's not like fighting Oliphants where you die, but you know, if we spread our issues too thin, we become less effective. And I've learned as I've gotten older that I care a lot less about being busy and a lot more about being effective. And I find that when I'm not as busy, I'm usually more effective because I'm not effectively wasting my time on things I shouldn't be. There's my little sermon. I'll shut up.
I was gonna say about going back to the question. No. Knowing what's in your hand is really important. That also helps to help those around you. Like for example, when we were trying to go and hunt a deer, we wouldn't have gotten to that solution that we got to if we didn't know that we had that grappling hook that Torrin had. right? So just knowing that helped the rest of the party to say like, oh well, yeah, this is wonderful. And sometimes you don't even know what's in your hand. Like for example, we got the rope thanks to the lore master, and many times is, well, you have not because you asked not. If we hadn't even mentioned it, probably it would have never come up in the session. So it's like, okay, well, there's so many times that just putting things out there and saying like, hey, this is, oh yeah, well, maybe somebody else has the solution for that, or
oh yeah, maybe I can ride the dog.
What?
Oh yeah, maybe I can ride the dog.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point too. It's like, oh well,
yep.
So such a solution just with what we had in our hands. So
it's a very good point.
I like it.
And well, at the same time, not only with people but also with God, just asking Him directly.
Yeah,
that's.
Well, I thought that was the parallel when you brought up the Lore Master. I thought you were equating me with God. I just didn't want to take that because.
Well, yeah.
Good thoughts. Very cool. And Haley riding the dog was epic. That was awesome. Any other thoughts? Cool. Well, good job, guys. Good session. And yeah, thanks.
Yay! Good as always. You guys are awesome. Thank you for playing and making our Saturday a little bit more filled and enjoyable. It's always great to come together and hang out with you guys and play some games for us, but also for you, because you're cool too, I guess. I don't know you, most likely, but you're still cool because, I don't know, you watch us do random stuff. So thanks for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Tell us if you learned any lessons from this episode in the comments down below, and you know what we should do with Nebuchadnezzar at this place. We need some help here if you have any ideas. All right, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.